Cherry Peak Stables? That's where my mom bought the gift card. You're all mail. Those goofy mailboxes look just like I remember. Horse leasing, man, I wish I had money for that too. Maybe one day. I'm gonna be spending so much time with my classmates. And I really hope they don't suck. Bus lines 12, 12, and 66, 75. So this table is along the same bus route as the uni. Cherry Peak Stables? That's where my mom bought the gift card. How to arrive at Cherry Peak. Bus 75 takes you from the university to Cherry Peak in 10 minutes. I should go check it out. It says on the wall I need permission from the riding instructor to ride the horse.
Hi there. Is everything alright with the stirrups? Do you need any help? And did you check the guards too? It should be on the third holes on both sides, no looser than that. Okay, then it sounds fine. I reckon you have some previous experience, but how much would you say exactly? Like in years, or have you acquired any riding badges, for instance? Alright, so 4.5 years in a riding school in Wyoming. Haven't done any badges yet. No badges. So you're from the States, huh? Half and half? Your mom's from here originally? You know, it's a very international community we have here in Rein Ravine. And was that English riding you did in Wyoming? Mostly English, alright. Hold on, I'm writing these down in my notes. Well, regardless of your previous experience, our Riding Essentials course here always starts from the very basics of riding. The reason we do this is because there's always some differences in how different schools train their horses. We want you to get used to our style, and I want to be able to assess your riding level to place you in the right group, okay? I haven't seen you here before, so I'm assuming this is your first time here, is that correct? Yeah, that's what I thought. In that case, I should probably introduce myself a bit to you. My name's Paula. I'm a senior riding coach here at Cherry Peak. I mainly teach flag work, and I have an FHS coach certification, if if that says anything to you. FHS, in case you don't know, is the Federation of Hospitals. They do operate in the States too, but might be more prominent here in Europe. Sorry, one more question. I forgot to double check your name. I have your name listed in my papers as Avani Prasad, is that correct? Ava for short. Okay, I'm writing that down too. Nice to meet you, Ava. I think this is enough of the blabbering. We should stop now because the clock is ticking. What are the 3 riding aids that give most response to? Legs, reins, and seat. The legs' main purpose is to tell your horse to switch up a gait. And then we have the reins. The reins' main purpose is to turn your horse. Very simple. To turn right, use the right rein. To turn left, to use the left rein. Let's get you guys going and I'll explain further. To tell Tati to start walking, press her sides with both your legs and keep that pressure for a moment. So not a quick tap, but slightly sustained. Think about your bum in the saddle. Right now, you should be able to feel your seat bones evenly in the saddle under you. By moving this weight in the saddle, you control Tati's gait's length, or in other words, you make her go faster or slower within the gait she's in. The restricting seat aid is also used to switch down the gait. So it's not like a car where you'd have to also switch down gears. You only need to switch up, in a sense, with your legs. But down, just halt. Let's practice this next. I have made a small turning exercise figure. In this exercise, I want to see Tati in active walk with some length in the stride. Keep her neatly between the cones. Didn't look like walk to me. because even though, yes, your reins are the primary turning aid, they're actually not the only one. To make your horse do sharper turns, you need to in fact support the turning with your legs alongside with the rein. So that your leg is a secondary turning aid. In walk, you might survive with the rein alone in most situations, but when you get to faster gaits, especially canter, you notice that the leg support becomes more and more needed. This is what riding's all about. It's about using your aids in harmony with each other. There's really very few things you can do by just using one aid at a time. Now, a very important thing about the leg turning cues is that, unlike with the rein, the leg aids need to be applied from the opposite side of wave on a turn. This might sound odd, but think about it like this. Imagine I come and push on your right shoulder. Where are you going to go? Exactly. You move away from me, not towards me, because I'm pushing you away. So this is the logic with which we train horses to respond to unilaterally applied cues on their side. Unilaterally just means it's a fancy word for one-sided, applied only from one side. My coach in the 80s used to use fancy words like this, so it stuck with me. Sorry, too much blabbering again. Let's continue. Let's practice the sharp turns now. Turning with the rein and opposite leg simultaneously can take some time to get used to if you previously went to a barn where that wasn't taught properly. Sadly, it's not that uncommon for barns to, like less professional barns, to teach riders to be too heavy on the rein and ignore the importance of legs. Which is bad because, the horse's mouth is sensitive, so that kind of riding can even hurt. It can even damage the horse's mouth. Do you know if your barn in America was certified by the FHS? Or at least some local organization? Well, just like with any physical exercise, you need to train consistently to get the bad habits out of your memory. So, I recommend you take guided lessons at least once a week. And even if it's not with us, please search for FHS certified barn, okay? Now, do me some trotting around the ringer. To ask Tati to trot, beneath your leg weights again. And when in trot, use your forward seat to ask her to be a bit more active again. Honestly, your posting in the trot is looking pretty nice. I made you a new turning exercise, this time in trot, and in this one you will have to use both the rein and the leg in some of the more tighter turns. Ava. Today's riding was definitely worth the silver badge. Hi there again, Ava. And good afternoon. Let's get you guys walking away so Tati can stretch her legs a bit. It's gonna be her first lesson of the day, so... I thought you and Tati fit well together the last time, so I decided to put you on her again. How are you feeling about that? Oh, that's so lovely to hear. Yeah, Tati is indeed an all-round perfect school horse we have. We actually got her fairly recently. Yeah, she's only been with us for like 6 months, I think. And since she's only 9, I have a feeling she's gonna be with us for a long time. It's rare to find horses that are patient enough for the less experienced riders, but are also still capable of performing at a higher level. Tati's at around level 4 in dressage, I think. Level 4 includes things like lateral movements in all gaits, flying changes in canter, for instance. And then in show thumping, I think she's done 110 course max. That's in centimeters, of course, sorry. I don't know the American measurements that well. And with cross-country jumps, we are currently getting her used to those. It's been going quite well, too. She's a brave girl. She's not too easily spooked by, water or something silly like that. So, today, we'll be continuing riding cone paths in walk and trot. And we'll be doing some gait transitions between those two. And then if everything goes well, you can do some cantering later. Let's start by trotting around the arena first. And while you do that, I'll be billing you something with these cards, okay? Do you still remember what we talked about turning Tati with both the reins and the legs? Let's repeat that one more time, shall we? The shape I made you is a large 8 figure, the number 8 shaped figure. You will start by riding this path in trot once, and after you've completed it once, change direction by riding a teardrop. You know what that is? Next we'll do the 8 figure again, but we're gonna be adding some gate transitions into the mix. When you ride the 8-figure path again, cross the checkpoints along the center line in walk, and the other checkpoints, the ones further to the sides, in trot. So it's about every other checkpoint in walk, every other one in trot. Also, you need to be in the correct gate before crossing the checkpoints. The distance between the checkpoints is long, so you have a lot of time to figure out the transitions in between, okay? One more exercise in trot before we'll do the cantering finally. This next one, it's a bit harder than the 8-figure. It's gonna train both your transitions and the tight turns at the same time. Yes, are you ready for this? So once you're ready, follow my path and the correct gates. They are written on the slates. Be careful not to miss any checkpoints, because if you do, I'll make you do the whole damn thing from the beginning again, okay? Alright, Ava. Before we begin, I want to briefly go through the basics of the canter gate, because it is a bit of a unique gate compared to walk and trot. So, unlike walk and trot, the canter is an asymmetrical gait, meaning that essentially when you canter, your horse is never perfectly balanced. It's always sort of bent or skewed to one direction. And we call these right leading canter and left leading canter, because the determining factor is which front leg is leading the canter, which front leg is extending further in the canter than the other one. The canter lead plays a role in a lot of things. One of the most notable is its effect on turning. Your horse always has an easier time turning to the same direction as its canter lead. So if you want to turn your horse right in the canter, in 99% of the situations, you're going to want to have right leading canter. Now, with all this being said, you don't need to worry about the canter leads too much yet. I'm mostly telling this to you for future reference. This is a topic that we are going to delve into later more, when it becomes more relevant to you. But for now, don't worry about it too much. And especially with Tati, because Tati is well trained in jumping. In the show jumping discipline, horses tend to get into this habit of changing the canter leads automatically for you, and this is something that Tati usually does. To command Tati to canter, first you need to be trotting, and then from there you switch to canter exactly the same as you would change from walk to trot, so the same leg ends. Okay, let's begin. Okay, you can slow her down to walk now and let her breathe. Thank you for today's lesson, Ava. You did absolutely perfect today. For today's performance, I would totally give you the gold badge. How's it going today, Ava? Take some log, please, while we talk. Let's not waste any time today. She's a tall lady, eh? I've had Pip brought a parachute if you fancy a soft landing. So Blaze is my older Venter mare. I tried making her brood mare after she retired from eventing, but it's kind of failed. Yeah, she kept rejecting all the stallions I tried. Kinda like her owner, I suppose. So that's how Blaze ended up here. I let her do flat work lessons, you know, 2 or 3 times a week. Not that much jumping anymore because she is approaching 20. No offense, Blaze, but you're pretty old for a horse. Though, she does still love the cross country as much as she used to. So occasionally we do take her to the eventing grounds, just for, a mental health job. Trot for me now, please. This old lady needs a lot of warm-up. Look, Ava, I know you said you like Tati, I get it. But there's a few reasons why you're running Blaze today and not Tati. It's very crucial for an aspiring rider to learn to ride different kinds of horses as soon as possible. We don't want you to get too stuck to your ways immediately. Although our horses here at Cherry Peak are trained to respond to the same riding cues, and most other barns in Rein Ravine use these same training methods, still no 2 horses are identical to ride. Some are more sensitive to certain aids, some are greener and younger, some are hot-blooded instead of calm, some are easily spooked by things. Like Blaze, for example, is more sensitive to seat aids than Tati, and goes faster due to a big stride, but her tall body also makes her slow its turn. And this is partially why I wanted you to ride her too, by the way. Because she's the most perfect horse for someone that needs to practice their leg turns. Because not only is she slow to turn in general due to her big body, she's actually more sensitive to light eggs than Rein's. So with this lady, you really need to put those leg muscles into work, Ava. Warm-up isn't done yet. Can't go a few rounds now to both directions. Alright, slow down to walk now. Today we start our exercises by riding some stops. Do you still remember how to stop your horse? I have made your path you need to follow carefully and walk. Stop at all the checkpoints that have a stop sign, and you should aim at the checkpoint being in between places front and hind legs when you are stopped. That's the most ideal stop point. Play stops quite quickly with the seat aids, as you may have noticed. This might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll do the same exercise again, but this time in trot. This will be the easiest for you if you aim at a shorter trot. Normally Blaze's trot ranges from about 1.5 meters to 3.5 meters. This is excluding dressage moves like Piaffe, for instance. So, for a horse the size of Blaze, a trot on the more collected side would be between 1.5 meters to maybe 2.5 meters at max. Let's begin. lastly today, we are going to do some transitions between trot and canter. We're going to start by you taking a few rounds of canter on your own again, and I'm going to be building us our last exercise path. The path I'm making you this time is called a shallow serpentine. If you've ever ridden dressage, you should have heard about this figure before. I don't know if you have. You're going to do the shallow serpentine on both sides of the arena in canter. And even though this path is quite gentle, you still need to use your leg aids to turn blaze in canter. Okay? Now the same to the other direction. So Ava, this has been your last lesson of the Riding Essentials course here with us. How have you been feeling about all of this? You find some things difficult, but overall, you're still feeling positive, right? I try to be an encouraging teacher, yet still precise. And I hope you've been making a cozy barn here at Cherry Peak. If you want to continue with us, I know we talked about you not having too much extra money to spare. Understandable for someone your age. But I should tell you that recently we have started a new program that lets trusted students rent our riding school horses on the days that they are working less. And because this is solo riding without any instructor, it is quite significantly cheaper than normal riding lessons. So if this is something you would be interested in, I can give you permission to rent both Tati and Blaze if you wish. The other horses, since I haven't seen you ride any of the other horses yet, I cannot give you permission for those, but so Tati and Blaze for now. Both horses might not be available every day, because the availability of horses depends on your lesson schedules and the facilities. On Sundays you might only have this arena available, and on Sundays only the jumping arena. The eventing grounds are usually always open, if nothing else. Thank you for today's lesson, Ava. You did absolutely perfect today. For today's performance, I would totally give you the gold badge.